Good evening, dear friends. My name is Vasily RN6LHF. You are in my channel RN6LHF, and today I'll show you what is it SDC software, how it works, what some interesting features and functions it can, what it can to do for you as operator. Let's go. As you know, ExpertSDR2 software has a TCI interface. It's a modern network connection between our software, ExpertSDR2, for all our devices, like Calibri receivers, SunSDR line of transceivers, and the MB1 radio, big brother of all our transceivers. And the TCI interface include full control commands like in the CAT system, but wider. It includes IQ stream output for skimmers. It includes CW macros input. Any other software can send CW macros as text, and the radio will send it to air as CW signal. Also, it includes spots which logger can send it to Panoramic, to the spectrum scope, like here, like now you can see blue spots on the spectrum scope. Also, TCI includes audio input-output from radio to radio for digital mode software or any other operations. And this TCI interface first time the first software which used it was SDC software, which we will be discussed today with you, and we will see what it can do and what it has inside. SDC software, this is modern software from UT4LW, Yuri Pavlov from Ukraine. He is our customer from 2011, about 9 years, 8-9 years, and he is a programmer, and he has created interesting software like SDC. First time he made profile manager. Firstly, he made profile manager here inside, and this profile manager can adjust your profile. For example, you in the software ExpertSDR2 saved profile, for example SSB. It includes all audio settings, filter bandwidth settings, CAT system, and Windows size, Windows position on your display. All these settings can be saved to profile. For example, SSB. You can open this file from SDC software, SSB profile, and you can see that profile has has blocks like main window settings, main control, SDR settings like AGC, DSP settings, TX settings, X control settings, and many others. 100 lines of settings inside CAT settings for first receiver, for second receiver, encoder settings, CW skimmer settings, receiver settings for first receiver, second receiver, antenna switcher, virtual audio cable manager settings. All these settings saved in one profile. But if you want to share some interesting settings with your friends, you can send to your friends just needed settings. For example, we have main profile, but we can adjust it. For example, I want to send him encoder settings, I want to share my CW skimmer settings, VAC settings, and some other. I press create button, and you can see that only encoder settings, CW and VAC virtual audio cables was moved here in the right window, and we can save it. And we can save it like from RN6 LHF. It's from me profile, and we can name it profile from RN6 LHF and save. That's all. If we open the folder, we can see folder with profiles. We can see we can find new file, profile from RN6 LHF. You can zip it, you can pack and send it via email, and this profile can be your friend can put to this folder. Open ExpertSDR2 and you can see this profile. Just open it and the settings will be used. Also, you can see the path to profile folder from disk C, users folder. This is computer name. It's the name of my PC. App data, local, expert electronics, expert SDR2, profiles folder. It's easy and it's very comfortable to adjust your profile and send just needed information to your friend or maybe for you. Other tab from SDC, this is COM Spider. Sometimes you need to split COM ports, for example, for control your radio ExpertSDR2 from logger at the same time and send the information to your PA, for example, external PA. And Yuri was created this tab to split COM parts from, for example, from first to second and third and fourth. It can be added. You can add more than 1, 4, 3, 4, and 5, and more. You can use COM part from, for example, from first to third to fourth. Just start, open it, and all signals from you can set checkbox, send data from third COM port, fourth COM port, send RDT, RTS, and other. If you want to understand it, you can open help file just in the right up corner, and you can find every section and read it and understand how it works. Next tab, this is a rig sync. You can synchronize one radio with second radio. You can synchronize it with SDR. For example, here in the right part, you can use OmniRig. You can use for control COM part. You can use radio type model, COM part number, for example, COM1. And in the second rig, you can use type port with, for example, TCI client, and SDC software will use TCI information about frequency, mode, and send it to rig control 1. You can put name, give name, for example, radio and device name for second rig, it will be SDR, for example, and you will synchronize, for example, SDR receiver with your classical radio. It works via rig sync. Telnet Server, this interesting feature, 4-step. This is Telnet Server, which can be used as internet cluster for your local logger. This Telnet Server can collect information from different servers, for example, spotter A, spotter B, spotter C. You can connect each spotter to different internet clusters, collect all information and send it to Telnet server with part number 7373, and your logger will use information from one port 7373, and it will include information from three clusters, and it's interesting for especially for loggers which can use just one connection to one cluster, internet cluster, and it's interesting to collect information from different internet clusters, spotters, and send it to your one connection. Also, you can see that this spotter can send information to ExpertSDR Panoramic, and they can adjust color. For example, you can see new country color, new band color red, not confirmed station green color, and gray dupe color. And when you use any logger, like for example log HX or 5M contest log, it can adjust color, and spots on the spectrum scope, ExpertSDR spectrum scope, will be colorized to these colors. It's very interesting. SKM server, we'll discuss some later, please wait. Audio client and audio remote server. This interesting feature if you want to send via internet your audio channel, for example from your computer to other computer. You just want to send audio. You can use remote server here and the audio client on the other side, and you can send it via internet. It works, very interesting feature. For example, I know some friends who used Skype for send audio channel, but you can use independent software like SDC. It's for free, just download and use. Mixer can mix different audio streams from two sources and output it to third. Okay, audio scope. This audio scope can you can use 1-2 audio scopes. Just start it, and it will shows you audio information from like a spectrum scope like this, or oscilloscope in time, your signal in time. Okay, PA. And this interesting tab for external PA control. For example, you use ExpertSDR2 radio software with any our radios, and you want to control external PA. You just connect high frequency cables and connect your PA to computer COM part RS232 interface, and you can for example use Elecraft amplifier with tuner. You can use data source from like TCI information about frequency, and you can use COM part of your PA. Just set it. Receivers both. For example, you can use SO2R mode, first receiver ExpertSDR, and then second receiver. And when you go to TX from first radio, information will be sent to your PA from first transceiver, from first program transceiver. But when you go to TX from second receiver, RX2, SDC software will send information about frequency and the PTT signal to your amplifier, and your amplifier will go to TX on frequency of second receiver. It's good works well, pretty well, and it works. I know Yuri used two receivers independently from different bands, and he controls Elecraft KXPA 100 amplifier with tuner, and it works very well. He goes to the X differently from first radio, from second radio. This is a virtual radio, this is software radio. Physically it's one transceiver with two program transceivers, and it works. SWR tab, next tab. Some customers ask us, please add an interesting feature as a panoramic SWR meter. And it will be comfortable. You have panorama, you have SWR meter on board of your radio, but in our radio, minimum output power for working SWR meter, it's about 5 watts, maybe 2-3 watts output power, but it's not usable for panoramic SWR measuring, because in some countries, also in Russia, you can use panoramic meters with 0 dBm output power, maximum 10 dBm, but not 2, 3 or 5 output power, watts of output power, and we cannot add it to our transceiver software, to our radio, but Yuri can. He can add it to his SDC software, and in this tab you can set band, for example 7 MHz 40 meters band. You can set start and stop frequencies. You can set step size, this step size in kilohertz. For example, now it's 5 kilohertz, and we can just set start and radio goes to TX with 5 kilohertz step, measure an SWR, and go to the next frequencies. TCI interface includes frequency control, includes tune control, and includes SWR information, output power information, and any client software like SDC can set frequency, can set tune mode, can get information about SWR and use it, for example, for building this graphic. You can see that SWR is minimum about 1 in 7070, 7080 frequencies, and here on the edge about 2 on the 7200, it's about 2.2, and the 7 megahertz about 2 SWR2. You can adjust your settings, your antenna. You can make new measurements, for example with step 10 kilohertz. it will be faster. Now you can see other graphic. It has some issues with frequencies, but you can clear and you can adjust your antenna. You can make measurements again, and you can watch what you to do. You can make again your antenna adjustment, and it's very interesting and it works and it's good. TCI tab. This is the main tab in the SDC software because it provides you possibility to connect it to ExpertSDR software, and you should just press connect. All settings by default the same as in the ExpertSDR2. In the ExpertSDR2 you should just press enable checkbox. Part number 40001 by default, you not adjust it, just press enable, and that's all. In previous video, my streams, we discussed with you CAT and TCI settings, but TCI is very simple. Just set enable checkbox, it's okay. And also in the TCI client, TCI tab in the SDC, you just press connect. These connectors are blue color. Means that connection is okay. You can see IQ indicator. It means that now SDC software received in receiving mode of IQ stream for CW skimmer for SKM server. Also logger can you can see in the logger window information for example, I can adjust frequency, and you can see that radio software sends to SDC software information. The main idea of TCI interface, all software clients and software server, ExpertSDR software and other software, when create connection, just one time updates all full information about frequencies, modes, and other functions, and listening. No any data transmitting like in the CAM ports. Every time, every 100 milliseconds, send and answering. Just one time, synchronized and in silence. It's if you change frequency mode, for example, I change CW mode to SSB. Just you can see in the logger RX filter band 0. Just change mode 0 SSB and change filter bandwidth. It's very simple. Okay, most setup tab includes all main information about tabs, about help file. For example, now it's a Russian help file. You can choose English help file. By default, SDC software has English interface, and you just open setup tab, and you can change English help file. Just press on the icon in the right up corner, and you can see full information about functions, SDC functions. For example, I'm not used profile manager. I can switch off. I'm not used com spider, rig sync functions. I'm not used audio client, audio remote server. audio mixer, audio scope, PA control, yes, CW meter, okay, use TCI, sure, SKM server, Telnet server, okay. Now you can see that tabs, we have 6 tabs in the software, it's okay for me. Let's look on CW SKM server. This is CW skimmer. When we go into CW mode, we can see that skimmer starts automatically, and it's provide us information about spots, about CW signals in this band. And now we can see that if we will take a look into the ExpertSDR window, we can see new spot LY2PX, LY2PX, CQ, the LY2PX. Skimmer automatically calculated CW speed, call sign, send it to our Panoramic adapter in the to the ExpertSDR2 software. Also, it can send it to Telnet Server, to your logger. It can your logger can show it on your band map, and you can choose spots from your logger. Radio will set frequency automatically when you set it, and it's very interesting. And this skimmer works very fast. It gives you a call sign from first CQ and from first transmitting of the call sign, CQ call sign, and it gives you spot and shows you it on the panoramic spectrum scope, and send it to your logger. Also, a couple months ago, Yuri added to this skimmer other modes, digital modes. It's like a RTTY, 2 speeds, 45, 75 bits. Bots, also BPSK mode, 3 speeds. It works very well, but no, we cannot see any BPSK and RTTY station here now on the 40 meters band here, just FT8. But for contest mode, contest operations, it help to get spots and to make QSO before other station will call him. I have a short video about it, and let's see it. Let's see it. What we will see now, we have ExpertSDR IQ player software with contest, many CW contest station from CW, and we have two connections. First connection, ExpertSDR2 software and CW skimmer 2.0 version, and second software, this is a SDC software connected also to ExpertSDR2 player, IQ player, via CW skimmer interface. As you know, we have special designed CW skimmer interface for CW skimmer software from Alex, and it uses Telnet connection, and it uses virtual audio cables for IQ data transferring. Okay, we'll see. In this video, CW skimmer will get information from spectrum scope and give you spots. And we will calculate spots in time, and after it make decision how faster first software or second software. Let's start. You can find you can see that ExpertSDR stopped, skimmer connected, just start button, and here we go. Many CW station from IQ file. The same file will be used for first time and for second time for second software. 15 seconds, 22 calls from CW skimmer software. All these spots from your local radio, from your local antennas, and you can listen it. You can make QSO with these spots. Sometimes you can get information from internet cluster, but you cannot make QSO because bad propagation, because different beaming of your antennas and operator, and many other factors which make your QSO not possible. 60 seconds and 78 calls. Now ExpertSDR2 stopped, and Yuri in this video will use SDC software. SDC SKM server. Just press start and go. In first 10 seconds, 39 calls. 15 seconds, 55 calls. "30 seconds, 75 calls. As you remember, in previous software 78 calls from 60 seconds. This video you can find on the UT4LW Yuri Pavlov YouTube channel. Just type CW skimmer with SKM server. And in the end of this video you can find a small table with comparison. In the first column it will be time, in the second CW skimmer software, and the third column will be SDC skimmer. First 10 seconds, CW skimmer give you 4 call signs. You call 4 spots. SDC software will give you 39 call signs. It's about 10 times more. 15 seconds, 22 call signs, and 56 call signs from SDC skimmer, SDC software. 30 seconds, CW skimmer give you 51 call signs, SDC skimmer 75, and 60 seconds, 78 and 97. It means that you have about 15-30 seconds when you can make QSO and all internet spots. Before all internet spots based on the CW skimmer gives spots to other operators. and you can make QSO before, and after it goes to other frequency and make QSO again firstly before all other operators. Of course, if they not used Sun SDR's transceivers and SDC software. Now you can see that on our spectrum scope we have a call signs which was decoded by SDC software, and you can see text. When you change frequency and open every spot, you can see full data exchange information in this little window, and it's in real time. You can just set frequency. You can see that call sign that operators goes to RX. For example, in contests, it will be CQ RN6 LHF test, and you can see that operator sends test word ST, and you can send your call sign immediately without waiting, without listening, because these texts Windows shows you text shows you transmitting in real time. It's very simple, and at the same time it's very interesting possibility to make more QSOs in 1 hour, in 1 minute, and make it faster. You can make many QSOs. You can make you can catch many stations, and you can find mults. You can find any other stations and make more QSOs. All the main information about SDC already finished. We can discuss with you any your questions. Hey, guest lab. Gary, as I understand, thank you very much for loving DX radio. Sure, this is 100 watts output power radio, more comfortable to use especially for driving external PA, but a couple of PAs required about 5, 7, 10 watts input power, and it's okay to use Sun SDR2 Pro or Sun SDR2 QRP, but Sun SDR2 DX it's more comfortable for simple operation without PA. I agree. Dear friends, it's all for today. Thank you very much for listening, for watching. Next week we will discuss how to connect JTDX software for working in with FT8 mode, in FT8 mode, and because we received letters, emails from you, from customers who ask us to show how to connect JTDX FT8 software to ExpertSDR2, and we will see how to do that. I saw the same message on the forum. We will see. Please prepare your questions. Maybe you have interesting ideas what we should see in other streams in next year, and please put it to your comments under video now in this chat, and also after video will be published as video after streaming. You can make your comment please we'll discuss maybe other thematic, other maybe features of your radio. Send your comments, and we will discuss it in the other streams next time. I'm welcome. You are welcome. It will be good. Thank you very much for your attention. Yes. EW7DMA, DMH, thank you very much for Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Also you too, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Next week it will be Thursday, because in Friday we have a little company session. We will celebrate becoming New Year and go into holidays till 9th January, and our next stream will be in Thursday. Welcome to my channel, RN6 LHF YouTube channel. Again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and see you next week. Bye bye.